Hello, good people. We are here again at Christian persecution in Nigeria, and I remain Father Kachukwu Kafo. And I'm just here to give you an update and to also encourage our people to continue to work for their own freedom, political freedom, economic freedom, every kind of freedom you can think of, especially that one, yes, religious freedom too, in Nigeria and out of Nigeria, because as it stands, it does not exist. And the people who have been manipulating you, they know this and they are clearing out, gradually clearing out. Can you make anything of this? That the people who, from whose soil the oil that contributes more to the economy of the country has no hospital. They don't have basic amenities, at least. But your leadership deems it wise to construct railroads down to Niger. Everything, they are now transferring everything to Niger. The citizens of Niger, the Nigerians, whatever you call it, I have said this, they are the real Nigerians. They are treated better than those people who actually call themselves Nigerians. I don't understand this. And people are looking as though they have been hypnotized. Now, this goes to all our leaders, all Christian leaders especially. Obviously, the terrorists, they are no longer in hiding. They are no longer hiding. The people who hide under the guise of religion, and even some of our Muslim brothers who don't understand what's being played out, they all hide under this umbrella of one giant Islamic religion, Islamic faith. It is a battle between Christians and Muslims. Not true. Not true. This is not even about religion. This is about domination. This is about subjugation. This is about kingdom building, caliphate building. The North is in disarray. And the South, they are all relaxing, thinking nothing is going to happen. The war has been brought down to the South. And if you are living careful, just jejel, relax and thinking nothing is going to come to you, think again. Priests are being murdered every day. This message is going to be brief so that you'll be able to share. Priests are being murdered like every year we hear stories. I give you one particular story. This one will break your heart. Here is the body of a priest, the body of a kidnapped priest found in Nigeria. And that's Father Bakan, who was abducted some days ago, and some time ago, and then some days ago, his body was found. I want you to read this. It says, Agencia Fides, the information service of the Pontifical Mission Societies, reported on January 18 that Father John Bakan was allegedly executed with a machete in such a brutal manner that identification was hardly possible. And then you would think these people have stopped. While we are shouting and lamenting of the spate of murder and rape of our women who go to the farms, nobody seemed to come to our rescue. The journalists were all twisting fast like they used to do, afraid of their own government, instead of writing the truth and standing by the people. Not all of them, obviously, but most of them. It is true. And when the IPOB decided to put an end to all the nonsense, some people still could not support the ESN formed by IPOB for the protection of the Eastern people. And since then, the story has changed. Now they are in the West. And I'm telling my Christian brothers in the West especially, be in support of the people who are protecting you. Do not be afraid now. This is no time, because you weren't afraid of the Fulani herdsmen, the actual terrorists with their AK-47. You didn't speak out against them. Now you are afraid that when people form like Amotekun, they'll become terrorists. There's something, some kind of warp in your thinking. I don't understand where these things come from. When it comes to our own, we begin to rationalize and make nonsense logic and arguments. But when it comes to, are we charmed? Because today is Sunday. Listen, if you're really charmed, if you're under some kind of a devilish and demonic power, today you meet your pastor or your priest, tell him to pray for you. It doesn't make sense the way we think. And look at this story, for example, with what is happening in the West. Fulani terrorists occupying the forest. And then some people decided to send them packing, the owners of the land, Oduduwa brothers. They decided to send them packing. And the Nigerian presidency sent their soldiers. Listen to this. When we say, for example, that the government is aiding and abetting terrorists, that the government has become a terrorist unto its own people, when you hear stories about the military aiding the terrorists, the Fulani herdsmen in particular, and in some cases, the Boko Haram too, people say, do you have evidence? Now, somebody got this evidence. And I was reading something like this. Just a moment. It says, soldiers escort herdsmen to Ogun villages, flog residents for rejecting headers. Now, there is something you cannot make about this. Look at that. Soldiers escort herdsmen to Ogun villages, flog residents for rejecting them, because we know that a particular person have risen from the Oduduwa Republic, and it's like conversing the people, convoking them around to protect their territory, Sunday Iboho, and then all of a sudden, the president decided to act. First of all, they said to the governor Akeredolu, he says, herdsmen can't leave Ondo Forest. President replies Akeredolu. Now listen, he says, Ondo Forest. These are not people who live in the cities. They live in the forest, in bushes, in people's, without permit, without. Why would you live in the forest? If we follow the logic of any Nigerian can live anywhere, even though we know many of them are not Nigerians, they are not really certified. Like they are making mess of the NIN registration, the national identification number process going on right now. Anybody comes from anywhere, just registers and become a Nigerian. In most cases, even the main people who live in Nigeria don't have access to these things. The presidency is coming in defense of people who are living in people's forests. And now they send soldiers. And when someone read something like this, it says, nothing is impossible in this Nigeria. We hear so many stories like this, so it's possible, these people said. Is it true? Somebody asked. Now that you know it is true, what will you do? Have you supported the Eastern Security Network? Have you supported people who are really protecting you? I'm not talking about the Nigerian police force. I'm not talking about the Nigerian military. They are all compromised. I'm not talking about the governors. They are all compromised. I don't know. Sometimes it becomes very obvious that they are fighting their own people. They are working against their own people. And yet Christians, we just sit down, they look. Like say we don't understand. Like say somebody carry our brain, go on holidays. I don't understand. Let us come together and save us. These people are no longer hiding their faces. Why should we also be in hiding, talking about something we know is real, a danger that is coming to us? We shout and cry. And yet when we should do something like give support, moral support, financial support, we are found wanting. What is wrong with us? Let me repeat. God will not do for us what we can do for ourselves. God will not do for us what we can do for ourselves. God asked Moses, what do you have in your hands? He says, I have a staff. and said, use this and split the rock. Moses split the rock, but God gave the instruction because he wanted to do something through Moses. What do you have in your hands? You have your voices, you have your moral support, you have your power of following an agenda of protecting your motherland. You got to do so. When you see genuine people, follow them. I'm not talking about people who make politics out of everything. This is not about politics. People are dying every day. So, my dear friends, once more, I thank you and continue to pray for our Christian leaders. The other day, Father Kuka, the Bishop Kuka, the Bishop of Sokoto, was thoroughly threatened, even though he's a strong man, but he needs our prayers. A man is always a man. Let us pray for him. And let us also remember to pray for Bishop Ona of Nsukka Diocese. The last time he said something about the truth of life in Nigeria, they all came after him also. A bishop was kidnapped shortly during Christmas, no? Priest was murdered 6 days ago. I don't know. They are picking people one by one, and we seem indefensible. We seem just helpless. And now there is Eastern Security Network. For the love of our lives, let us support them. May God bless us. When they go rogue, we will know. And keep us, O Lord. Have a great Sunday. And be strong and be alert. Freedom we shall get. Whatever you want to call it. I call it Biafra. You call it Oduduwa. You call it whatever name you want. If it is Biafra that you don't like, just call it freedom, liberty, happiness, and a good future to look onto. God bless you.